Hello and welcome to Oxit Lower WAN Senior Design 2 Expo Poster Presentation video. The project's purpose was to prove that long-range wide area network, commonly known as LoRaWAN, has the potential to provide a viable and efficient means to implement a security network in an academic setting. To do this, the team has created a handheld prototype that utilizes the school's existing network system to relay information to be used for an emergency response, including either a police or fire emergency request and the exact building and room number the request was placed, as well as the specific time the device was used. Given the purpose and size of this prototype, the device needs to be small enough to be handheld. Additionally, an LED and tactile buttons are used to equip the device with silent feedback to be able to show it is actively sending a signal when requested. Given the enclosure's rating of IP66, the device is also quite durable and protected from water damage. It was also important to ensure that the button cannot activate a false alarm and that the device has a long lifespan of at least 1 year on battery power. For the prototype, it was given the following major components: push buttons, an MCU for communication with the modem, a serial wire debug port to program the MCU, aux provided URP, which acts as a modem for the device, and an antenna for the URP to use to send the transmission. A network gateway was also used to allow the prototype to communicate with the Things network to send information over the network. To satisfy the battery lifespan specification, the prototype was programmed to remain asleep until one of the buttons has been held down for 3 seconds. This also satisfies preventing any accidental requests from occurring. This information will then go to the gateway, which is connected to the Things network. The Things network will then decode the information and send it over through datacake. The Things network decodes the information it receives by reading which port the information comes from. The ports have the same payload, but the ports determine the building and type of request, and the port is determined by button press. Looking into the future, this prototype provides the potential to be built upon and innovated in a wide variety of ways. For example, if one were to choose to add autonomous functions, gunshot or smoke detection sensors can be added to the board, as there is ample real estate on the back of the PCB. Another could be Bluetooth beaconing for a more precise method of mapping the device. User end experience can be summed up as follows. When the user presses and holds the button for 3 seconds, the prototype will intake the button press as a request for an emergency response. Depending on which of the buttons is pressed, either police or fire will be requested. Once the gateway receives the payload of the room number from the prototype, it will transfer this information over to the Things network, where this information will then be decoded. Depending on which port the information was received from on the prototype, this will determine which type of response was requested, with the building number being independent of the buttons. Datacake will then take the decoded information of the building, room, request, and time and present it in an easy-to-view dashboard. Also, Datacake will send a notification via text and email to notify that information has been uploaded onto Datacake for an emergency request.